call this meeting of the Maple Run Unified School District Board of Directors to order at 6:30 p.m. Today is July 17th, 2019. We are at Collins Pearlie's Sports Center. We have 9 board members present representing 8 votes. Our first item is the agenda review. Does anybody have any changes to the agenda? Seeing none, I look for a motion to approve the agenda. Thank you, Al.
I'll second it.
Thank you, Steve. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? 8-0. Thank you. Okay, please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I don't see any visitors tonight. Tim, did you have anything to add? We had a nice...
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for coming to our barbecue. Hope the food's good. I hope you enjoyed the presentation. Sorry, some were a little long-winded, but they really appreciate this facility. I just wanted to show everybody what happens here this summer.
Yeah, it's nice to see the range, too, of
Yeah, you
people
get
that use it.
from what, 4 to 85 or there tonight, maybe 3, I think reading Libby's 3. Then it's 2 through 86, yeah. And they're from all over the county.
It was great. So if we liked the food, you made it. If we didn't, Mark.
No, Mark, good or bad.
Check. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, on the consent agenda, we have the minutes from June 19th, media packet. There were 2 grants, I believe, and the financial statement. Does anybody want to have anything removed from the consent agenda for discussion? If I don't hear any objections, the consent agenda will be approved. Okay, hearing none, the consent agenda is approved. Item 7A, old business. We have an organizational meeting mishap. It's probably my fault.
It's no big deal. Typically at our organizational meetings, the board decides who has the approval to sign contracts. And we have 2 people who need that approval who don't presently have them. One is we did not mention our early childhood director who should have that approval. And then our assistant superintendent, it wasn't a mishap, we just didn't have an assistant superintendent at the time, but we'd like to have him have the approval that he can sign contracts that the superintendent would sign in my absence.
So I am looking for a motion to authorize the Director of Early Ed to sign contracts as principals and the Assistant Superintendent to have the permission to sign contracts like the Superintendent.
I'll make the motion.
Thank you, Steve.
I'll second that.
Thanks, Jack. Okay, any discussion about this? Okay. Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? 8-0. Thank you. New business, item 8A, side letter to master agreement. Mr. Mosca.
Yes, sir. So this is a small change that was required because of something that we're trying to do a little bit differently to start the school year. As you probably know, historically, we've had a freshman evening with our parents where we serve a nice dinner. It's a great welcome for our parent community. And the following evening, we had a walkthrough for our 10th, 11th, and 12th graders. Well, in much conversation with our staff, we felt that professional development time was being devoted to that 10th, 11th, and 12th grade opportunity for the parents to come in, and we felt it could be better used for professional learning at the beginning of the year. So what we decided to do was to ensure that we had more professional learning to start the year. We all agreed that instead of having that big orientation for 10th, 11th, and 12th in August, we would have an open house format. I believe the date is September 19th, so that way parents of upperclassmen can also have an opportunity to meet with teachers and see the school. But generally, they're fairly well acclimated, so we felt that the professional development time was critical for our learning, and that we could still ensure that there would be opportunity for parents in an open house format in September.
So does that mean there's no longer going to be orientation for sophomores and seniors?
Yes.
Beginning of the school year?
Yes, and that will be in effect replaced by the orientation on September 19th, or open house, I should say.
And the reason we're doing this is because there's a slight contract language that we need to clarify
Yes.
for the association
Yes.
to make this happen.
But in the end, it's better for us. This is what you want.
Yes, I think it's best for our staff, and I think it also ensures that community will have opportunity to meet with teachers at the appropriate time as well.
And the, I'm sorry, and the association agreed.
Yes.
And it's a side letter, so it's going to go away, and we'll just have to make sure that we talk about it during negotiations.
You'll still have all parent-teacher conferences?
Yes.
Okay, so could I get a motion to authorize the board chair to sign this side letter of agreement? Thank you, Al.
Second.
Ina? Sally? Sorry. The big room. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? 8-0. I am trying to set a record tonight.
Say that. Yeah.
Okay, item 8B, Collins Pearly tribute. So we received a request a month or two ago to approve
A tribute for Bush Heber, who they created Collins Pearly. He was one of the founding. And he put in years of service for the Collins Pearly. We thought it'd be a fitting tribute. We have a 24 by 13 inch bronze plaque that went on the tribute wall in the hallway of the board. But it was a good idea.
Like maybe there's some other ones in the entryway, I think.
Yeah, on the right, we have that brick wall. We have Alfred Koo and Collins Pearly. Bush is not getting a profile, he's getting just a little bronze plaque.
Okay. Al, anything you want to add?
It was a lengthy discussion, and which certainly deserves that. He's been the backbone for almost the but actually, when the time the Bible seems to be and he's been very good. It's well deserved. So I'm going to place a motion to request from Collins Pearly Board to achieve at Collins.
Great, thank you, Al. Do you have a second? I was just blanking. Okay, we have a first and a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? 8-0. That's it, wow. Other business, warrants.
The warrants be moved as printed.
Thanks, Al. Second? Thank you, Sue. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it, 8-0. I think we have a new process in place.
Trying to tell
Okay.
me something?
It's working. 9B, superintendent's report.
I have quite a bit today, so I apologize for the length, but since we meet only once a month right now. Just a few announcements. Our district-wide convocation this year is August 23rd. It'll be from around 9 to 11 in the morning. I just want to invite any board members who would like to come to that. We understand everybody's working people, most people are working people, but if you can make it, it's usually a neat event. And it's really the one time of the year that everybody in the whole district are all together.
Can you repeat that time and date, please, Ken?
August 23rd. The time is still wishy-washy, but it's around 9 to 11. And you'll certainly, as soon as we have that set, we'll let you know.
Thank you.
And it's here.
And it's at Collins Pearly.
Will there be students involved?
There will be students involved again. Joan has graciously helped facilitate that and is working on it. And they will be working diligently the last week of their vacation on that. Many of the same people that did it last year, but other
One of the
additions
requests
too.
of teachers was that they see more younger students, so we're going to be starting at 4th grade instead of at 6th and 8th. So we'll have some younger students.
That's the first thing. Just a FYI that our administrators retreat is August 14th and 15th, all day. And I was working on the agenda today. It is always a very extensive agenda on how we're going to move the district forward. And I'm looking forward to it. And certainly after that retreat, we'll have an announcement and presentation about what we're looking to do. I received a letter from AOE that I just want to read to you. Melanie shared it with me. As I said, it's from the Agency of Education. Dear Kevin, thank you for your participation and dedication as a preschool development expansion grant subrecipient. As a grant recipient, you have fulfilled grant requirements completely, and as a result, you were able to enhance the knowledge, expertise, and capacity of your early childhood program staff in order to implement and sustain high-quality, inclusive pre-kindergarten education to each eligible 4-year-old student enrolled. As you strive to scale up and sustain implementation of highly effective evidence-based practices, please know that your program's effort is commendable, recognized, and much appreciated. Again, the Agency of Education thanks you for your strong commitment to ensure positive outcomes and future success for each and every child, their family, as well as the greater community. I think this is important because we and the board have made a huge commitment to pre-K in this district, and we're expanding. And as you know from when we were talking budget time, even though we've lost that grant is no longer available, and we're being asked to sustain on our own, we've still made the commitment to stick with it. And I believe that's really good and really important for us. The only other thing I have is just an FYI. One of our own is no longer with us, and some of you may not know this, so I just want to let you know. We have a resignation from our assistant principal, Shannon Warden, who is moving on. And we're in the process right now of interviewing for the position. Any of you who know anything about interviewing educators, it's not exactly easy to find somebody in the summer for a position because most administrators are under contract, but we will do our best and I have no doubt that we'll find somebody or we'll be talking about other alternatives to make sure it's all covered.
Kevin, if I have a question, I did not realize that an assistant principal doesn't need to have a administrative license. Can you talk to that? Because it doesn't have it on school grade. Because it's not asking for that. Or is it a different position? Because there was another position in school grade that I was,
You might have been looking at the Dean of Students position,
okay, so
and that's different. The Dean of Students is a behavioral position, more who will work and coach teachers on behavioral issues and work with students. That position is not, the person who resigned didn't have one, we don't expect one there.
that's an individual.
The assistant principal, we definitely expect to have a administrative license. That's it. Wasn't too long.
No, that wasn't bad. Thank you. Item 9C, central office reports. Valerie.
Well, it's summer. We've got a lot of great parts and pieces. We finished up the grant. We had a meeting in Waterbury to do some closing comments and go over some of the new regulations coming out, so which was wonderful, and to meet some other people that were finishing up this 4-year process, which has been amazing. And I will have to say that of the groups that came and attended, Maple Run has really shown the most dedication to maintaining preschool and having the options of the part day and the full day programs, which is much appreciated. So I want to tell everyone thank you. The principal's dedication, the board's dedication, it is much appreciated. And it's really showing. I mean, more articles have come out in the past couple of weeks with regard to the benefits of pre-K through high school and into college and having this early intervention. So everyone here has really done a great thing. So I want to say thank you to that. Of course, we're working on enrollment. And right now, we have 187 children already enrolled for next year. It's still early, honestly. People realize a lot closer to August that, oh my goodness, we need to get them registered. And right now, we only have 22 slots available. So that says a lot about what we're doing. So for those that are not registered, it's time. It's time to kind of get in there into those parts and pieces. And that's in our full day and our part day program. So that's a big deal. We are still looking for a couple of paraeducators for some of our students, planning in services. We have a collaborative PD calendar that is wonderful for throughout the year. So, you know, it's really great to have everyone involved that direction. Of course, extended school year we have for our students is also starting next week. So we'll have some of our darlings back in the building. City School is hosting that. So thank you to everyone there. We'll have students there for 3 weeks, running in response to kind of the same time as the kindergarten piece, which is great. Oh, and lastly, we have actually had a meeting last week with our Act 166 collaborative. We had a group, we've been partnering with Chittenden County. We kind of broke off a little bit last week, which was great. Myself and the new director in Franklin Northwest, which that's not the name now, so you'll have to tell me.
Missisquoi Valley School District.
Thank you. We met with our partners, which are our partners out in the community, both of our home providers and our larger centers, which was great to start working on paperwork and making sure that we as a group have what we need in working with our people, and so that we can help with professional development for them in the afternoons. They want to know what we're doing so that our partnerships can help provide hopefully at one point, you know, as good as we're doing in the schools itself. So thank you all for everyone's help.
Thank you. Andrea?
So, hello everybody.
Welcome.
I'm shifting roles, as you might know, from being Melanie's partner up at Missisquoi Valley to Director of Special Education. So I've spent my first couple weeks orienting myself to the office and my new colleagues and some of my old colleagues, and just working into the details of IEPs and really making sure that the summer servicing programs are up and running. And so I was able this week to go out and do some site visits. And so I was at BFA programs, and I visited Fairfield today. And so I'm making my way around connecting some of the paperwork to the kids and the real action that's happening. So that's what I've started.
Good luck.
Yeah, thank you.
Alexis?
Hi, it's nice to see you all again. I'm very happy to be here. I'm on week 2.5, so really my focus throughout those last couple of weeks has been not only becoming familiar with the policies and procedures of the district, but also getting out there and doing visits at all of the schools. And I've been meeting with principals and just starting to have those conversations to get an understanding of what their goals and their vision are for the upcoming school year, as well as just taking tours of the physical buildings and becoming familiar with the different spaces that I will probably see a lot of once the school year starts. And I've recently started to collaborate with Joan on convocation, so that's the big project right now, and I'm excited to be a part of that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right.
I might mention, you will see gaps around the administrative side today, and that's for a lot of people are taking vacation time right now.
Okay, board announcements. Any board members have anything they want to announce? Jack?
I started my job as the truancy specialist, and I'm also working in family support, so I do both with NCSS. And we're having our first TIP panel meeting, the Truancy Intervention Panel, which is a group of administrators from around Franklin and Grand Isle County, and myself. Alex is going to be on that. And things are going well. I'm finding a lot of fun working with kids and families, and kids who struggle with school attendance, and parents who struggle with sending their kid to school. And so it's a two-way street. And my job is not to be a hammer, but be a supporter, because the court system does have a law about it and a fine. It used to be like $25, it's now $1,000. So they've upped the ante, and parents are getting letters from the state's attorney's office and so forth. So, but my role is to be an advocate for the kid and to find out, what's the barrier and so forth. So the different schools are communicating with us about it, and I'm trying to fill my clientele docket, and it's being filled. There's plenty of need out there.
Is this a new position at NCSS?
No, it's a position that's been there for a while, but it's been dormant.
For how long?
For about 1.5 years. And now that people are finding out that it's been revitalized, we're getting a lot of interest because there's a lot of need out there. Now, it's not for kids that have missed 10 days. It's for kids that have missed 40 days. There's some kids on my docket that have missed a whole year of school. It's really amazing how serious it is.
How is it funded, your position? Through the state, through?
Partially Medicaid funded. Yeah, it's NCSS. It's if the families are qualified for Medicaid reimbursement, that pays for someone.
Thanks. Anybody else? Okay. Item 10, agenda items for future meetings. Anything?
Not right this minute, no.
Okay.
It's summer.
Yeah. Okay. All right, so we have no need for executive session, so seeing as how we're at the end of the agenda, we are adjourned. Thank you, everybody.
No joke.